I won't spend the weekend in Bedminster. I've decided to cancel my trip.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drone?
I don't want to comment on that.
Two quick questions. First, on vaccines, do you want our...
That was it.
Okay.
Didn't want to comment on intelligence briefing.
We can figure this out, Joe. Like I said, like it's a hard problem, but it's not an unsolvable problem. Like there are technologies that we could go out in the field within a couple weeks, employ, see if we can find the RF signals and try to trace them back, right? We don't have to rely on the government for us. Let's do it.
Well, how would we do it?
Well, come join Americans for Safe Aerospace.
What do I have to do?
Come to my website, safeaerospace.org. We'll go out there.
Go to that website. Let's see what we got to do.
We're almost the largest UAP organization in the world right now.
Really?
And, you know, when I talk to people in Congress and the executive branch, you know, I point to them and say, hey, you know, we're 13,588 people care about this issue, right? This allows us to be able to go in there and talk seriously about this conversation.
So, Jamie, sign up. Let's put in your email there. Don't show the world your email, though. Jesus Christ, people are going to know. They're going to know, Jamie. They're going to hear the amount of clicks that you make.
It's off. No one knows.
These fuckers, they're very clever.
We could get us to the largest UAP organization in the world right now in this show, Joe.
Well, there you go. Now we're 13,589. Congratulations, Jamie. So what would you do? So now that you've joined, what can you do?
We've been working with
submit a
drone
report.
operators.
Oh, boy. What does your submit report inbox look like? How many schizophrenics are in there?
Well, you know, it's not too bad, honestly.
Really?
You occasionally get, you know, your people that are questionable.
How do you separate the wheat from the chaff, as it were?
It's pretty easy. You know, we focus on commercial aviators, military aviators, veterans. We receive reports from the random person on the ground. But what's really interesting, because of the work we've been doing, so many pilots have felt more comfortable reporting. Every major airline seeing this. I've talked with pilots from every major airline. Some of them are standing up their own UAP working groups within their airlines to be able to report on this. I'm working closely with them on this. But what's interesting is we get these reports from pilots, and we can often then see similarities or even perhaps the exact same object that's being reported by people on the ground. So one particular example, over Atlanta Airport a few years ago, there was a relatively large object, brightly lit, about 8,000 feet over Atlanta. 4 or 5 commercial airliners called it in. ATC didn't know what it was. The object started to accelerate level due south, and then to what I call like conventional speeds, as fast as an airliner, and then took off much faster, continuing due south. And all these pilots witnessed it. We received those reports, and then the next day we received a report from, you know, a random lady in Florida that happened to be basically due south from Atlanta. She took a picture of the object, exact same object, right? So
do we have access to that photo?
I do.
Can we see it?
I don't have it. What
do you mean you don't?
I could pull it.
How can you not have that on your fucking screen?
I'll text it to you.
Wouldn't you have that, Jamie? Wouldn't that be like your wallpaper? I would have like you know, with Apple you could cycle from a bunch of wallpapers. I'd put my kids on when I get home, but through the day,
Top favorites.
Yeah,
You can
have a lot
airdrop
of
that
them.
to me if you have access.
I'd have my dog. I'd have the UFO. My
I might
wife.
have to get in your Wi-Fi. But you know,
We
getting
can
back,
get you in the Wi-Fi.
we can figure this out, Joe. Like I talk with engineers, scientists, CEOs at drone companies, counter drone companies. Like we can bring the capabilities. We could be out there in 2 weeks detecting and tracking these objects.
But what do
to
you
get
think
answers.
about what Trump is saying, though? That they already do know and that they have tracked it, but the government just does not want to tell us.
So what's that leave us then?
Well, that leaves us either an enemy or us, right? So it either leaves us they're not concerned because this is something that they're doing with us. What if they're trying to get us comfortable because they know that some real UAPs are on the way? Like, you want to go all the way out there. If you really wanted to get people relaxed to the idea of flying saucers, like legitimate, whatever the hell they are, or wherever the hell they're from. If you knew that was coming and you didn't want mass panic, what would you do? You would trickle it in. You would trickle it in slowly.